Okay, now welcome back to the next portion on conics, second conic section, which is circles. So if you took A math in secondary school, circles will be one of the core staples of your coordinate geometry, right? And of course, we all know what a circle is, right? So the general equation of a circle would be x minus h square plus y minus k square equals to r squared, right? This one is what we call the standard form, whereby from the standard form we are able to directly observe the center of the circle would be h comma k, while the radius of the circle would be r over here, right? So that is something that we are able to directly observe. So given a circle over here, this would be h comma k, and then from here to here would be r units long, right? That's the radius of the circle. However, there's also another formula called the general form, right? And the general form actually exists when you take the standard form and then you expand it to get the general form, right? When you expand it, you end up with x squared plus y squared plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equals to 0. And then over here, the center of the circle would be negative g, negative f, while the radius of the circle would be square root g square plus f square minus c, right? So all of these are actually directly observable from the equation itself. So as what you learned in Sec 3 A Math, if you took that subject, anything that you learn over there can be tested over here, right? But at the end of the day, it's all just revolving around these two formulas, and most of the time it's just catching them. So there's no other things for me to teach for this portion here. It's just these two formulas over here, and it's all a matter of just getting used to identifying which form is it and what information you can deduce from the formula itself. Then that's okay. So now let's look at this portion over here. Apologies, I wrote that just now over there, but you can just ignore it. And we are going to sketch these graphs below now. So once again, feel free to pause this video to use your GC, either your conic section, or if you want to do some algebraic manipulation yourself, and then using your graphing function to sketch this, please go ahead and do that. If not, feel free to pause this video. If not, I will run through the answer together with you once you're done. Okay, so now I'm assuming that you are done already. Let's run through this together. Okay, now for this over here, it's actually very easy to draw because for A, right, x squared plus y squared equals to 36. We know that this over here is the standard form, right? And it's x minus 0 square plus y minus 0 square equals to 6 square, right? You can write it this way. So we know that the center is 0, 0, and the radius is 6. So I can just draw it to look like that, right? This is my y-axis, this is my x-axis. The center is here, right, at the origin. And I can just draw one circle like that passes through everything. And since the radius is 6, I will expect over here to be positive 6. I will expect over here to be positive 6. I will expect over here to be negative 6. And I will also expect here to be 96, right? Because that's the radius. So this is how the graph actually looks like, right, for A. Now for B over here, we get x squared minus 4x plus y squared plus 6x, 6y equals to 23. Again, you can use your GC, the conics, to actually sketch this graph. You just need to key in the values and you will be able to see the graph, right? So I don't want to go through that because that one is just key in your calculator and observe. But I want to explain to you how we actually derive this and actually what's going on in the background when you're actually keying all this in your calculator. So rearranging this, we get x squared plus y squared minus 4x plus 6y minus 23 is 0, right? And then we can further simplify this to plus 2 negative 2x plus 2 3y minus 23 is 0. So over here we can do a direct comparison. 2gx 2fy plus c is 0, right? We can immediately tell that the center would be negative 2, negative 3, right? So in the end we get 2 comma negative 3 as the center, right? Negative g, negative f, remember? Negative g, negative f. So we compare g is negative 2 and f is 3. So that's how we actually derive this over here. And then the radius will just be square root of g square plus f square minus 23, right? Minus c. So in the end, we end up with 4 plus 9. So root 4 plus 9 plus 23 over here. So if we tabulate everything, we will end up with a value of root 36, which gives us 6 again, right? We end up with 6. Once again, let me just double confirm. Yeah, we end up with 6. So again, for this part B over here, we will expect our circle center to be over here, 2 comma negative 3, right? And then we will expect it to, just gonna drag this here, centralize it here, right? And then it supposed to have a radius of 6 units as well. So that would be all for this portion over here, and that is how you basically sketch a circle, right? And once again, before I forget, it's very important that you fill up the coordinates here, 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 and here as well. So let me just fill up the coordinates over here to save us some time. And yep, that would be the coordinates over there, and that would be about it for circles. So if you got any other questions, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, that'll be it, and I'll see you in the next video.